Gentlemen, you receive the instructions from the dressing room. Obey my commands at all times and protect yourself at all times.
Both these guys look good.
DIAGAN has fought 11 undefeated fighters in his career. This is his 5th in a row.
And he beat 6 of them, DIAGAN.
ROACH told us in the fighter meetings on the strange. He goes, I'm injured almost every fight. Every camp, I heard something.
And he was like, so far I'm good. I was good this camp, I think.
This is the first one I haven't. Very technical boxer.
And DIAGAN can be tricky, also that southpaw style. Ironically, he didn't mention.
Well, Marquez, our Spanish team.
I fully baited him and expected the Pacquiao.
Maybe he was shy because Marquez was at the table.
Filipino people are some of the nicest people on the planet, so very respectful. But man, the Filipinos, man, look at the legs. They always got powerful legs.
Yeah. And he commits that left hand like, a la Pacquiao. Obviously not as sharp, but he still fully commits to it with the power.
He doesn't fly in like Pacquiao does, but yeah, he landed it again. Nice straight left hand down to the body. And we can hear these ringside. They're solid.
Yeah. Like Jimmy said, man, the biggest difference being ringside is the body shots, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good point.
We can feel them the way you can't really at home, but it's one of those things where DIAGAN said, he goes, Roach isn't a huge puncher. He's a good boxer. I'm not worried about his power necessarily.
But you see the Roach boxing style. His brother has it too, that position style. The position, you get shots there, punch selection. He mentally pressures you, continues to stay in position, patiently stalks you, doesn't waste shots, looks to position you for his attack. Stays balanced on defense, as you just saw there.
And similar to Lamont, he's not quote-unquote a power puncher, but he punches to hurt you.
Yeah.
Another good straight left hand down low from DIAGAN.
And that's the thing about the DC counterpunching style. You talk about counterpunchers, a lot of times they're back foot fighters. A lot of DC fighters, you remember even the Petersons, they come forward. Yeah. Their counterpunching is to draw you to punch at them because they're stalking you constantly. So they bait shots out of you, and then they make you pay when you throw. So it's almost like a pressure counterpunching style. And you see from the Petersons to Lamont Roach to now his brother here, Jordan, using the same mentality. Good step in.
That was a beautiful move. He stepped into the wide.
Oh, nice right hand.
The body shots there. Talked about the body shots of DIAGAN, but Roach trying to get to the body well. Good
nice left hook as well.
And that check hook is a great weapon for a southpaw.
Getting the timing of the Filipino fighter.
Roach trying to speak to us in Spanish because he's learning Spanish, trying to talk to Marquez in Spanish because he's trying to learn the extra language.
That's funny. We kind of got a little bit of everything. DIAGAN, of course, in the trunks with the Filipino flag.
Yeah, Roach has an approach. If you see him outside the ring, he speaks and has a demeanor almost like a scholar instead of a fighter.
He's a thinker.
Yeah.
He's a thinker in the ring as well.
Speaks slowly, thinks out his sentences. You never assume he's a fighter. You think he's like a student of some university.
And he's a chef too.
Yeah.
Loves to cook.
Yeah.
Which
mentioned you got your book, right?
Yeah. I gifted him and his brother books last time we saw them because he was asking me about recipes.
Oh, what did he catch a thumb with it?
Oh,
nice. Made like he's walking away and catches DIAGAN with the right hand.
I think it was a headbutt. I got that southpaw orthodox.
Good gather left hand there by DIAGAN.
Yeah, DIAGAN's dangerous, man. He puts that left hand in the middle.
He fights. He's another one you wouldn't think is like a fighter. The way DIAGAN was talking.
Oh, he was so nice. Well, that's a Filipino personality. The culture is there. Everyone's so nice and respectful.
Nice combinations from Roach.
Combination. Beautifully timed.
Yeah, DIAGAN said the fights I lost, I didn't have full camps for those fights. Wasn't ready to go. He said, I'm fully ready for this fight. He's had time to train, right?
2 months, right?
Yep. Had 8 weeks to prepare for Jordan Roach.
And a couple of those losses that he took recently, he was fighting as high as 126. He's at weight. He's where he belongs.
He's small for super flyweight.
Yeah, a lot of guys like this, they got to take fight place minutes. They got to take them on whatever weight they get them.
That was a very Pacquiao-esque combination there. Diving in, firing 4 straight, right, left, right.
I think he watches Pacquiao.
Yeah, certainly does. Winging that left hand over the top from the southpaw stance.
And following you straight in with those fast cup straight combinations.
He was just being respectful because Marquez was there. How are you from the Philippines and you're a Southpaw?
And you do some of the copycat stuff. You pour me the copycat stuff anyway. Oh, no, good left hand.
Only with the head, all
Jordan
right?
Roach, of course, you know, a decorated amateur gold medalist, 2018, 2019 USA Boxing Junior Olympics. National youth champion. The guy's won just about everything you can win in the amateurs.
Just missed that left hand. DIAGAN got underneath of the left hook. Jordan throwing it with some me intentions.
This one, of course, scheduled for 6. Talked about a little bit, Crystal. Straight blast punches. Comes in with 3 or 4.
Oh, good little counter body shot. Uppercut to the body.
And a good right hand upstairs. Right on the temple.
Roach learned to punch in the middle.
I'm gonna tell you, there's some headbutts that are coming really close. It could be a clash of heads this fight, guys.
Well, it seemed like there was last round.
Yeah, but I'm talking about cut style. I mean, it's coming really close.
Nice.
Yeah, just close. Just missed.
When you got a guy who flies in like that.
Yeah.
DIAGAN trying to make it rough.
Body shot there from DIAGAN and a double left hand. Oh, there it is again. These guys are going body shot for body shot.
It's the kind of fight DIAGAN talked about in the fighter meeting. He's going to make it a brawl. This guy's a great boxer, but he can't hit like I can hit. He hasn't been through what I've been through.
You know, Jimmy, DIAGAN's doing a good job of making Roach fight this kind of fight. This is the only way that DIAGAN can win. If you try and match wits, you got a superb boxer in front of you.
A tough opponent for a kid who's only 3-0.
Absolutely.
10-6. Did fight for a world title. Was stopped in that fight. Round number 6, corner stoppage.
Very straight left hand from DIAGAN.
No good right hand coming in from Roach.
I mentioned this is DIAGAN's 11th undefeated fighter that he's fought.
Yeah, so he's not really in awe of what Roach is going to bring. Roach is trying to still break him with the mental pressure, but DIAGAN answering physically.
But also it's one of those things where Paulie, you talk about it, where, you know, guys, if you're a high-level amateur, you're fighting with great pros, you're not used to these loopy lines, this guy. So it's kind of this awkward flinging these power punches is pretty rare in the gym he comes from.
Yeah. So you got to be worried about the head. You got a guy who's flying in like that. It does change the way you fight. I fought a couple of quote-unquote billy goats in my career, and it affected my style.
Roach trying to touch the body anytime he can. I think he wants that stoppage to the body. I think he feels like if he can hurt DIAGAN to the body, he may get him to quit. Good counter left hand there by DIAGAN. I sort of get from the...
Round number 3. And halfway through, one thing we know, DIAGAN certainly came to fight, gentlemen.
I don't think he comes to fight in the win.
DIAGAN kind of shifts his weight on his back leg as he's being stalked and then tries to surprise you with explosion left hand. Rolls with that counter right hand from Roach.
Jordan Roach thought he was going to have a guy in front of him who would quit. So far, that has not happened. DIAGAN been mentally fit and physically in this fight.
I mean, bro, you're talking about you're fighting a former world title challenger in your 4th pro fight. That's a lot of expectation.
I mean, we're seeing these high-level amateurs turning pro and moving very quickly. Jordan here is one of those guys. I mean, like you said, fighting this level of opposition in your 4th pro fight is wild.
Yeah, and it's a southpaw, and it's a tricky southpaw.
From the Philippines, DIAGAN has certainly made it a fight. Jordan Roach said before the fight he's going to quit. That has not been the case.
Well, he said he knows he does quit. So, but
implying that he will quit in this fight, and he has not.
No, DIAGAN's been very much in this fight. He's very competitive. He's in good shape. Landing big shots like that, big left hand over the top, partially blocked, but partially landed. And Roach is being tested. You know, this is what you want early in your pro career. As long as you come out with the victory. Scraping body shot from DIAGAN, and then back comes Roach with a nice left hook. There's a nice double left hook, body head combination.
But Paulie, if you're Lamont Roach Sr., is this the kind of fight you wanted, booking your guy with a 16-fight veteran?
I mean,
tough,
you know what it is, man? You fight on pro box, so you're not going to get any gimmies, right? Over here, even the prospects, they don't really get given gimmies. It's close. I think it's close because, you know, DIAGAN has a tricky style. He lands pretty cleanly. He gets out. And also Roach sometimes is too fundamental to the point where he won't punch unless he's perfectly set. And sometimes DIAGAN is stealing moments. You saw in the last 10 seconds, he's stolen a few different moments on it. You see where Roach punches, his space is taken away. So it's kind of a tricky fight because the position battle is definitely being won by Roach, but I don't know if the punching battle is being won by DIAGAN. That's the thing. And if the punching battle to me is more important.
I don't know. I see a little frustration from Roach.
Oh, again, good shot there, good body shot by DIAGAN, and then a head shot. You're putting in Kito in his fourth pro fight against a former world title challenger. That's also asking a lot. Good shots again by DIAGAN. He's getting better as the rounds progress. I'll tell you guys.
Roach got hit with some good body shots. I think he's feeling those shots here.
And he just looked up at the clock.
Yeah, deep, big breaths in. Look back at the clock again.
And keep in mind, DIAGAN's using headbutts. He's mixing headbutts in there. You know what I mean? I don't think he's looking to avoid them. You know, maybe he's not doing it totally on purpose, but he's also not looking to not use his head either.
Oh, if it happens, it happens, right?
Yeah. And southpaws, they have more experience with those headbutts. Roach may be feeling these body shots.
Yeah, Roach is sucking wind here. He got called like 3 or 4 scraping left hands.
I remember, with left hand, it's not a left hook like a right-handed fighter, but it's still that side of the body where it delivers
Liver
at.
side, exactly. Even the shots that hit your elbow that dig into your side, you can feel those that deliver.
Under 30 seconds to go in round number 6.
Roach tries to punch after it, but DIAGAN punches last. You see, DIAGAN a lot of times makes the effort to be first and last, which again makes it tricky to score.
Round number 6 going the way of DIAGAN so far, but Lamont Roach may have built up an insurmountable lead under 10 seconds left. This fight now in the hands of the judges.